All right, what am I gonna say? I don't know. What's up, guys? I'm Nick with MarTec Engineering, and today we're making our first YouTube video. We got 3 Tacomas, all from Carson City, and we're gonna go hit a couple trails today. Let's do it. First truck we're looking at is Tony's truck. This is the truck that started it all. Tony brought us this truck wanting to go with 1 tons and 40s. We looked, saw if there's kits out there, anything like that, and there was not anything. So this truck inspired us to design a kit, come out with something to make people's lives a little bit easier. This thing's very much the same as our red truck. 40-inch Nittos, 99-04 Super Duty axles, 12-inch coilovers up front, 14-inch in the rear. Actually, sorry, he's on 10s up front. We've got 12s on ours and 12s in the rear. But yeah, we built this for Tony 3 years ago. I don't think he's bolt checked it since we got it done. I filmed this clip earlier and had no audio, but I did make sure to mention that his beadlock bolts were loose today when we came out. This truck gets neglected just ever so slightly and does not have any issues at all. Tony takes this thing out in the hills doing recoveries all the time. How many? Like 1 or 2 a week? Yeah, you know, pulling everything out from side-by-sides to 1-ton dualies. This thing goes out in the snow, the sand, every bit, you know, the mud, even though he doesn't like to, and does work. This truck is an absolute workhorse. It's got our 3-link up front. Everything on this truck is pretty much the exact same as far as geometry and link lengths go that we put into our kit. You know, it just works so good out of the box, we didn't really have to change anything. The rear is a little bit different. Instead of what we have, which is a 3-link trailing arm, this is more of a traditional axle mounted shock setup. He's got a 14-inch coilover on the back, TK1 sway bar, air bumps, limit straps, all the same stuff that we have, just a little bit of a different shock setup. You can see that this thing went through the bed to get that long of a shock to fit. Obviously with the trailing arm kit, we decided to keep that inside the bed so you didn't have to interfere with anything. Red Rocket's our shop truck. This has our pre-production 3-link kit on the front. This was the last bit of prototyping we did before we came out with the kit. This truck was also used to prototype our 3-link kit, so we don't have the frame plates in the back. We're missing a couple little things, but everything out there as far as geometry goes is what we have on our kits. We're on a 40-inch Nitto here as well. 538s front and rear. We've got a Yukon Grizzly locker in the rear. We got an ARB up front. We got 35 spline chromoly shafts on this with super joints. The hardcore 35 spline locking hubs. We're running Fox IBPs front and rear on this truck, along with the Fox bump stops. Yeah, I love these things. I love this truck. I've also not really bolt checked this truck either. And it's trucking, so we're trucking. Last truck we got out today is Josh's truck. This thing is a 2014. Josh was one of the first guys that ever bought our kit, and it just so happened that he lived 20 miles away from our shop. It was super convenient. He trusted me to buy a kit that had no instructions, no videos yet, and I was able just to help him with some texts and phone calls to get this thing put together. This was his first automotive fabrication project. Is that correct? Right? You said?
Yeah, this extensive for sure.
Pretty big undertaking for your first project. He knocked it out of the park, man. Had a couple tiny issues when he got it done. We were able to work those out pretty quick, and he's been driving it around ever since. Basically the same setup as all the other trucks as far as shock lengths goes. Just so happens to be on 40-inch Nittos as well. Same wheels as mine, just a different color. 538s, air lockers. The only thing that's a little bit different from his truck to all of the other trucks is this thing is actually leaf sprung in the rear. It works great the way it is. There's really nothing wrong with that. And if you're, you know, looking to save a couple bucks, this is definitely a good option. You on 63s in the back?
No, they're actually Devers.
Devers, even better. Probably rides better than mine. So today we're out at Prison Hill. This place is only a couple minutes away from my house. I've had the pleasure of being able to wheel this place for the last 18 years. First took a beat up Toyota up this exact trail on bald 35s, welded rear diff. Just enough to get me through, and now on 40s and 1 tons, it's a walk in the park, but still just as fun. Tony decided to put his back tire in that hole, so we're trying to get the ass end over so he doesn't keep driving into that hole. See what happens. Okay, stay like that. Straighten out, yeah. Right there. Okay, hard driver. There we go. That's what I like to see. Yep. Stay passenger, driver. Hard driver. Perfect. Straighten her out. There it is. Whew, I'm a little winded from climbing up these rocks. Also because I'm a fat bastard, I'm out of shape, but pretty sick. Having all 3 tacos just hanging out in the canyon. Bit bummed we ran out of daylight, but make do with it, right? On to the next spot. As you can see, it's dark, so we're gonna call it a night. All trucks did great. A couple people got stuck here and there, but no big deal. Yeah, I don't know what everyone says here. Like, subscribe, sign up for my OnlyFans, buy my feet pics, whatever you need to do. Roast me in the comments. Just do something.